I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid. I can't do that. These are the chilling words of Hal. Stanley Kubrick introduced artificial intelligence, HAL 9000, in a movie 2001, Space Odyssey. He tapped into a primal fear, the idea that one day AI will outbeat us, outsmart us, and eventually replace us. For the last many decades, this dominating fear built a relationship with AI for all of us. This movie is released in 1968, a year before moon landing, and still it is relevant. Because like the astronaut Dave, we all look AI as an opponent, as an enemy, as a nemesis. This fear lingers in our head time and again. In the last 50 years, AI has evolved so much. In the last 10 years, it actually moved into new frontiers. In the last 2 years, it just moved into a different paradigm. A language can be understood and translated into intelligence and insights in flip of a second. But still, the same question: is this the time we're going to get replaced? I think we missed the plot. AI was never a competition. It's only for collaboration. HAL was super useful in the whole flow. But deep inside us, we actually created this unique thought that AI might fail us. Astronauts in the movie didn't fail because AI is super powerful. It's because they treated HAL as an enemy. But HAL was never the enemy. It was helpful throughout the navigation of the spacecraft. It's really useful, but they didn't use it as an ally. Because the fundamental fear of human beings in general is we will lose control to something which we created. And if you ask, what is the true enemy? It's the space, because it's vast, it's unknown, it's deep, it's dark, and it is constantly surprising. The same dilemma right now is going on in HR. Who is our enemy? Is it the AI? Is it the tool? Is it the technology? The real enemy in HR is slashing budgets, dwindling workforce, shrinking resources. On top of it all, it's towering expectations. This is what is the HR black hole. You all know it, you all feel it, because this is what you do at work. Consider 2023. There are 3.5 billion professionals employed, but only 20 million HR professionals. This ratio is 1:200. If you take in US, it's 1:150-ish. In Europe, it's 1:140. In Asia, it's 1:300. These odds are worse than 300 Spartans going after 10,000 Persians. Now, if you look at the last 3 years, what happened? We moved from, in 2020, we need talent, specifically at speed. 22, we moved to quality. 24, we moved to cost. In the last 4 years, we changed our opinion a bunch of times because of the market needs. You're spinning hundreds of plates. And I'm not saying anything you don't know. It's just you need more arms and more tools. And that's what will cross you through what is this process you are really feeling. But the tools are specifically where you really sit today. The AI used to be a hype just a couple of years back. It's a fad. Now, it's not about party tricks. This can inspire at a different level. It's making a humongous difference in our lives. Where the doctors are using AI to analyze humongous data to find a rare form of leukemia. Or SpaceX is using to catch a 10,000-ton spacecraft at a pinpoint accuracy. Or a deaf mother actually able to communicate with the newborn baby in terms of their emotions, discomfort, joy, hunger, all by using visual waveforms. These are not miracles. These are the things happening today. And this can be part of the HR ecosystem right now. Last 24 months, I actually met with over 500 customers and prospects across the globe, different parts of the world. From individual contributors to leaders to managers, I spoke to many of them. There is one commonality I have observed, and that is the business strategy is moving way faster than HR can keep up. Now, every time I visit a customer and I engage with them, I constantly look at the data before. The data I look at is what the jobs they have posted, how are they hiring, which particular areas they're really filling, and what are the demand shifts really going through. The second one is what are the skill evolutions this company is going through in terms of workforce planning, workforce intelligence, and what they're changing. On top of it, I also go with the retention and the growth. Where the upskilling, cross-skilling, but at the same time, how are they thinking about retaining the people whom they upskill and cross-skill? And finally, mostly I look at the investor decks. I look at where is this company's revenue growing? Where is this footprint shrinking? But I also look at, is the company's plans here to grow, build efficiency, or do M&A, or a combination? With this data and my conversations, what I found is, time and again, there is a same pattern. And the pattern is the business strategy, which impacted by HR operating model, is actually lagging by 12 to 18 months. This gap is actually creating a lot of turmoil. People leaders are saying we're not able to upskill and cross-skill. Hiring managers are saying they're not really connected with what they need to be hired, the current date. On top of it, everybody is constantly complaining about multiple things. And what is the answer to this? In general, we change leaders, or we change products, or we change org structures. In the last 4 years, in your own companies, how many of you have witnessed any of these changes? Please raise your hands. Almost everyone. This is like this. You come to last year IAMPHENOM, and you're operating today last year business strategy, and that is getting implemented in the HR operating model today. And now here is the point. In today's fast-changing markets, every business is going through a major transformation. If you're not nimble and relevant, the companies won't exist. It doesn't matter what size it is. On top of it, HR is running 12 to 18 months of lag, and that is losing the competitive edge. And the people who are doing it better are the ones who are winners right now. But for the first time, I've seen and built in Phenom a new alignment with software by bringing ontologies and GenAI reasoning engines in the back end so that you can bring alignment faster than ever. Historically, this is not even possible. The reason is HR data is very complex and unstructured because the data itself is humongous. Building inference and reasoning is difficult. On top of it, business strategy data in real-time translation needs humongous compute. So what we used to do, everything is manual. So we are introducing Phenom Odyssey AI-powered ontologies. You convert intelligence into language in minutes, and you convert language into insights in seconds. And how do you do it? For every interaction, what's happening on the platform, we actually collect the data in the background. How a company is operating, where it is really going. We look at where is your business strategy really coming in, and where is your HR operating model is coming in. And we connect those two dots in an efficient format. And we really build a humongous infrastructure behind it, a knowledge representation layer, which actually collects all this data in a thoughtful format, not in a databases, but in pure graphs. Then we built a layer of reasoning, how these can be interconnected in a much more thoughtful format. Then we build an ontological feedback loops on it. Then we create this AI-enabled layer, which is all about the apps will really consume it. And then we have this multi-agent AI infrastructure. This combination is what creates an ontology. Now, your AI-driven decisions can really be delivered based on your business evolution. Now, how do you do this? It's primarily about you eliminate the lag and really bring in alignment between individual contributors, managers, and leaders. Now, let me show you the demo, how this works. Kumar, can you come on stage?
Thank you, Mahe. All right, we just spoke about the lag between the business strategy and the talent strategy. What if there is a tool, a capability out there that can use the power of ontologies, large language models, and reasoning to help you close that gap? So let's take a look at the demo. Imagine you're a company and you've just finished a talent or a business strategy, and now you want to come in and figure out how to really find out the impact of this business strategy on your talent strategy. So here's a leader, maybe a VP of talent acquisition, coming into the platform and having a conversation with X+, our AI bot that can do a lot of things for him. So they can just go ahead and upload an investor deck which contains the business strategy into the platform. The models analyze this and provide immediate insights into top impact areas from a talent strategy perspective, based on the business strategy. Now, let's take a look at one of these areas. Let's start with talent acquisition. So X+ instantly generates an executive summary. And the executive summary has a few key insights. So for example, it can talk about what specific roles are impacted by this new business strategy. It can talk about what skills are required, what areas of businesses you need to hire for, and what you need to grow and nurture. Checking on a specific role, you get insights from your own ontology, all in real time. Let's say you want to grow a specific role in your organization. You need to know where are your employees, where are your skills, what are the top regions you hire for, and all that intelligence is served up to you in real time. This is critical to give HR leaders the data they need to make more informed strategic decisions. From there, the leader can talk to the X+ bot, select a few initiatives, and even set certain goals, everything done in a completely conversational mode. And with the simple request, a talent strategy document can be generated all within minutes and further refined, all using a conversational interface. So how is all of this possible? Introducing Phenom Ontology Studio. It's a powerful platform that's designed to build ontologies, to understand complex data relationships, and uncover deep insights. At the heart of this ontology is a rich library of predefined data correlations. Every customer who's sitting here today has your data represented into these structured ontologies. So now let's start with a simple example. Let's take talent acquisition org. At a first glance, this looks like an org chart, but it's a little bit more if you look at it deeper. This is actually layering your business functions on top of your TA org structure. For instance, if you want to identify how your university recruiting team is doing in Europe, you just click on the ontology, and it's able to bring you real-time insights. What if you want to go deeper? If you want to correlate what is the retention of your employees between an Ivy League versus local universities, and what are the cost implications of these? All these complex relationships are represented in these ontologies. And you get your answer. Now, let's take a look at another example. Let's say you're a major hospital network, and you're looking to understand how to hire for your critical roles in nursing. You may have a lot of roles in your organization, and you may want to take a look at how your roles are really organized for various locations of yours. And you may also want to take a look at what is the impact of external talent supply versus internal. All of that is completely represented in this ontology. Let's switch gears to talent management. Here, from a talent management perspective, everybody wants to understand skill gaps and emerging trends and how my organization is set up for this. You can review all of it with a click of a button. So this ontology is representing the top regions, the top office locations, different job functions, different roles, and various skill trends that you have in your organization. All of this is represented in one connected data model. Now, every user experience in Phenom platform is powered by these ontologies. It's providing recruiters the personalized dashboards that they need. Your talent marketers, your managers, your HR BPs, the views that they are looking for that's directly being fed from these ontologies. This is a foundational infrastructure that is expected of modern HR systems so that both humans and machines can make decisions at scale. Thank you. Back to you, Mahe.
Is that not phenomenal? So the most important thread, what you need to think about is, we don't build this because AI is cool. That's not why we really do it. We constantly think about the most complex challenges in HR, and we apply AI to those real-world problems. We take each use case and break it into 10 to 15 workflows and just try to analyze where can we really optimize certain spots so that human expertise is still super valuable. At the end of the day, we're a purpose-built company. Our purpose is to help 1 billion people find the right work. That's the only reason why we exist. Within the company, we always think, HR professionals never took this career because they want to ask the same question again and again and again. Do you want to join the company? Do you have the certificates? Can you come for an interview? Do you want to stay in the company? Do you want to grow in the company? Those blunt questions are not why HR really picked the profession. They actually want to connect with human beings. They want to show empathy. They want to relate with people. And just make sure they can feel their full potential. At the same time, build great companies. From our point of view, HR is a community of joy. That's what you all are. That's what we all are. Phenom is an applied AI company specifically for HR domain. The last 10 years, we built the engines. The data engine, the automation engine, the integration engine, and the experience engines. Then we built what we call as ontologies. What you have seen as a demo before is a work what we are doing for the last 5 years. But the compute infrastructure and the inference infrastructure is slow. We never really give it to you. It was built in the back end. But today, it can really come into your hands. And then we have this AI layer, which is what is really going to govern by the context what is given by the ontologies. Then we create these experiences specifically for each persona in the talent ecosystem based on where you sit. And as we're really doing this, in the last couple of years, we started realizing there is another layer to the personas, and that is what we call as use cases. Each use case is entirely unique and different. And we have to cater to those particular challenges. And we looked at talent acquisition, onboarding, and the talent growth. Phenom Odyssey HR is all about empowering HR teams to go from 0 to 1 or 1 to infinity. We believe 60% of HR teams today still live in what we call as level 0, Stone Age. What does that mean? Let me define it. Everything is done manually. Whether you're calling an interview, whether you're doing a screening, or you're doing a performance review, or a one-on-one interviews, one-on-one schedule, or a feedback loop schedule. Everything is done manually. Skill evolution is manual. Career progression is manual. We created a new infrastructure called as a 5-level framework of innovation. It's fundamentally about elimination. What are the inefficiencies you have that you have to eliminate today? Level 2 is assimilation. It's about look at the current processes and streamline them and optimize them in a bit different format. Then use some automation there. Then you have automation. You build automation, but you bring people into the feedback loops in such a way where the system is actually have inefficiencies that you can really cover it. Then you have augmentation. The AI and the human working together in parallel, in tandem. And then it's domination. It's about taking advantage of the whole infrastructure and really build the next level of ecosystem where you have a competitive edge for what you're doing. We want to bring you out, many of you who are in Stone Ages. The reason is not because we have created a new tool. It's because that's possible today. And we understood you. And we all really learned together in how to build this and shape this. Now let me show you how this works. You take intelligence and automation and apply in talent acquisition. You basically take the 6 levels. Level 0 is what we call as a Stone Age, and the rest of the 5 levels. Now, you apply this for talent acquisition, you constantly can think about where you can really put in a simulation what kind of infrastructure of onboarding automation or talent data automation. Or you can go to level 3, which is all about high volume hiring or fast track hiring or really going into AI scheduling. And if you go to domination, it's all about agentic infrastructure, especially with end-to-end workflows, based on the industry you belong to and where you really operate upon. Then you look at the other side of the equation, which is about the intelligence. The same levels apply even for intelligence. And then what you deploy today. You can think about how can you really create this persona-level agents for every person who is operating in the industry. That is what will give you a humongous advantage. The combination of these two things is what is going to make talent acquisition go next level. You can operate in level 0, or you can operate in level 3 or level 5. Depends on where you really sit. You can think about the same thing for talent management. You take different levels and apply them in a very unique format. Take automation as an example. In the automation, what are all the products you're using today? That what are the products you need to bring in? Are you using coaching agents today? Are you using workforce planning in the right format in how you communicate? Then you take intelligence in the back end of like how it operates, and that intelligence for talent management is all about really creating different level of agents for each particular person within the ecosystem. Whether it is engagement agents, or it is infer agents, or the agents specifically built for like HR ops people and managers. All this can be tied together, and you deploy this in a very unique format by industry. The future of HR, in my opinion, is actually playing with levers. How do you really apply, if you're in healthcare, which 2 particular levels you operate upon? It's level 4 and level 3. The reason is primarily because if you're hiring in the course, you basically can apply this particular technique, 4 and 3. But if you're in the middle of the country, you cannot apply the same thing. The reason is, in the course, for every 5 miles, we have a hospital system. In the center of the country, except the major cities, every 50 miles, we have a hospital. So in that scenario, you have to switch the levels. The same thing applies for retail and hospitality. Your simulation is 2, but your augmentation is 4. And think about how do you apply this for manufacturing. If you're doing a high-end manufacturing, which is what right now ramping up in the country, you have to do both 4 levels. And the same thing applies to financial industry. It depends on what type of person, which location. You're building a leaner, faster, more aggressive, and more efficient systems so that you can thrive at a different level. Let's show a demo. Let me call Ethan and Maggie on stage.
So as Mahe mentioned, organization progress through different levels of intelligence and automation. At Level 0, everything is basically done manually, whereas at level 1 and 2, basic automation and insights are introduced, laying the groundwork for more advanced capabilities. But then at level 3, AI can become significantly more powerful while still operating under human oversight. Within Phenom's talent management platform, talent acquisition and onboarding, you can reduce at least 50% of your current workload. This is how it might look like. Strategic Workforce Planner asked X Plus to generate a build versus buy versus borrow strategy and compare between the different options. An AI agent conducts an intake meeting, and the hiring manager can automatically set the job description and matching criteria for sourcing to begin. Recruiters leverage X Plus to search candidates using natural language, and X Plus screening interviews candidates at scale, filtering out unfit candidates while detecting fraudulent ones. Onboarding agents guide candidates from offer to day one with hyper-personalized content and support. And the employee success coach can provide personalized nudges to help employees thrive. As you can see, your team can easily get a 50% reduction in the workflow at level 3. But now, let's have a look at level 5. Maggie?
Yeah, I think that was called domination on Mahe's slide there at level 5, so let's take a look at it. AI is mostly autonomous at level 5, yet it collaborates seamlessly with humans, right? Especially those having strategic, creative, and culturally sensitive decisions. This is where it plays a heavy part. We can see this really come to life in talent acquisition, talent management, and onboarding. At level 5, think about this as like your hands are completely off the wheel, but you get to choose when you want to come back and assist. So maybe that comes into guiding, coaching, training. This really helps your team unlock full, unprecedented levels of productivity. Let's take a peek on how we're going to do that. Here's a couple examples. Think about a strategic workforce planning agent auto-detecting new market trends, discussing strategy for upskilling versus hiring the talent, right? Sourcing agents proactively building talent pipelines for roles with increasing attrition rates or low performance. Interview agents conducting end-to-end, yes, end-to-end interviews, evaluating candidates on skills, behaviors, and cultural fits. And my last favorite, simulations, actually. Simulations on the workforce, agents evaluating managers, performance, coaching, and ongoing retention within growth initiatives. Those simulations are really exciting. This balance between AI-driven autonomy and human collaboration allows us to really achieve higher efficiencies while preserving creativity and cultural nuance all for us, right? You're going to get a huge preview of this tomorrow in the innovation keynote. So with this, we're going to bring Mahe back on stage and show you a little bit more. Thank you.
So Phenom Odyssey is all about really bringing the cost down by improving your productivity by 300%. We also really think about speed has to really climb up in how you are really delivering your HR operating model. That's something going to really go into next stage and with the levels what you really play upon. And then you also will improve the quality to a different dimension. And you can really scale anywhere in the world with whatever the size of the company you really operate upon. And that's what really comes together. What we're really trying to do right now is turn HR into a high-performance machine together. We can really evolve this to a different level. What you need to focus on is only you have to bring the right kind of data, engagement, and intelligence. The most important thing is engagement. This is a change management infrastructure. If you don't engage with these tools and technology, it won't work at the level what you want. Actually, in my opinion, you don't need new spending, new budgets, or new training. What you need is a reallocation of the resources in a very thoughtful format. What does that mean? Take your HR operating model today. Look at each particular specific areas you're operating upon. Look at the 5 levels you have and apply them against it. Do you want 35% efficiency? Then you move to the next one. You actually use these tools and levers differently. If it is too much, maybe your company cannot consume this level, slice it down. You can operate differently than you have ever seen. This is all aligned to your business strategy. These are not because of the fancy highs and lows. Now, we are going to propose you a challenge that you cannot refuse. Pick any of your business unit or a functional unit in your own company and really show us a workforce data. We'll really analyze it, and we'll build an ontology. And we'll show you, based on your business needs, in which particular operating model and which level you should really organize yourself. And we predict what skills and talents you have to retain, grow, and hire. If we are wrong, we'll donate $10,000 to a nonprofit organization of your choice. If you're right, let's discover the future of HR. Isn't about human or AI. It's a combination. I promise you, 2025 won't be like 2021 or 2001. Thank you.